A very good morning to all dignitaries present over here. It's an honor itself to be here as a part of this session. I would like to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am, Head of Department Computer Science and Engineering, IIIT Nagpur, Respected Director of Poornima Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Dinesh Goyal, Head of Department Computer Science, Mr. Deepak Mode, Head of Department Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Dr. Anil Kumar, and dear scholars, I welcome you again in ICIMMI 2022 Keynote Session 4. This ICIMMI 2022 is being hosted by Poornima Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jaipur. PIET is a premier institution in engineering education established in the academic year 2007. It is affiliated to Rajasthan Technical University and approved by AICTE. PIET aims at providing world-class technical and scientific education that can develop a professional outlook in a walk of life and has been ranked third in RTU QIV ranking. Some of the notable achievements of PIET are: PIET has been first institution to offer BTech CSC in regional language under NEP 2020. PIET is accredited by NAAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. PIET has been rated platinum by AICTE CII survey for strong industry-linked technical institute. PIET is the only institute in Rajasthan to be funded by AICTE with a fund of rupees 55 lakh for establishing Idea Lab. All eligible BTech programs are accredited by National Board of Accreditation (NBA). PIET has received research grants for more than 50 lakh in the last 3 years from agencies like Tech IP Third, AICTE, NITTR, etc. This series of conference with title ICIMMI has started in the year 2019 with the objective to provide a platform to discuss the opportunities, the problems, and the solutions in information management and innovation in machine intelligence. This is the fourth session now. This session contains 5 keynote addresses and 8 technical sessions. This is the 4th keynote address. Now, I would like to welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am. Guys, please give a huge round of applause. Now, I would like to request respected Dr. Dinesh Goyal sir to present the bouquet to ma'am as a token of respect. Now, I would like to request Mr. Deepak Mode sir to present a traditional shawl to Dr. Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Mr. Deepak Mode sir to present a traditional shawl to Dr. Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Mr. Deepak Mode sir to present a traditional shawl to Dr. Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Mr. Deepak Mode sir to present a traditional shawl to Dr. Ma'am. Now, I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present the memento to Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present the memento to Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present the memento to Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present the memento to Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present the memento to Dr. Pooja Jain Ma'am as a token of respect. I would like to request Anil Kumar sir to present to know a bit more about our keynote speaker, Dr. Pooja Ma'am. She is currently working with Indian Institute of Information Technology, Nagpur. In the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. She has close to 16 years of experience in the industry as well as academia. She has worked with multinationals like IBM and CSC. Yeah. May I request Pooja ma'am to enlighten us with her words of wisdom. Pooja ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dinesh sir. Thank you, Anil sir, Deepak sir, and the entire team. It was a lovely conference and wonderful arrangements. And I am really flattened by the hospitality of the entire team. Thank you so much, so much. And thank you for the opportunity to have an interaction with you all. So these are all first year students? All? Okay, fair enough. So I'll be starting from the very beginning. My topic is natural language processing. Can I have the slides, please? So I would be starting from the very, very beginning so that the people from the first year students can also understand what I'm talking about. And it's all of you must have experienced OK Google, Alexa. This is all natural language processing. So when we say natural language processing, what is the meaning of natural languages? The language with which you are born. So we are born with Hindi, Odia, Marathi, Bhojpuri, and so on. We are not born with English. Okay? So we want our machines to communicate in the same way as I communicate with you people. When I'm talking to you people, even if it is English, then also if I'm able to communicate with you, I want my machine also to behave in a similar manner. Okay? So if I say something to the machine also should respond back as you people would be responding. And the topic for the conference is machine intelligence. So machine intelligence is basically making the machines as intelligent as human beings are. Correct? So if I am, humans are intelligent from the very beginning. Even if you are a 3-month-old child, then also you can recognize the faces of your parents. You can recognize the voices of your mother. And there are many other things which you can do even when you are only 2 or 3 months old. So just this proves that humans are naturally intelligent. Correct? Now I want my machine also to behave in a similar manner. So I have to make my machines intelligent. Correct? So if I want to make it intelligent, then that means I should be able to communicate with the machines. And communication lies with natural language processing. Now this language is, natural language means a language which comes to us naturally. I don't have to write a program for it. Okay? So you have been introduced to any of the programming language, Python or C, C++? C. C or C++? C, okay. So when you are writing a program in C, so what is the ultimate goal or the ultimate aim of writing a program? To getting a task done? Yes. So if I have to write a 2 plus 2 program, then also, if I have to get an addition of 2 numbers, I have to write a program for it? So what if I just say, Alexa, give me the addition of 2 and 2? That can be done. I don't have to write a program for it. Yes. But at the back end, the same process will go. So once you are in the 2nd or the 3rd year, you will study something which is known as compiler. And in compiler, you will get to know that how that program is actually converted into binary, which the computer understands, and then that is executed to give you the desired results. Correct? So I want the same similar thing in the case of natural language, in which I say something, it is also converted into binary because computer only understands binary. Yes, so it is converted into binary and I also get my desired results. Correct? But there are certain things which needs to be considered in the case of natural language is that natural language processing has a lot of ambiguities. Now you must have heard a lot of times communication gap हो गया तो ये गड़बड़ हो गई. मैंने उसे कहा तो कुछ और था, उसने समझ कुछ और लिया. होता है ये? Many a times you get that communication gap. Why? Because there are a lot of ambiguities in English. ठीक है ना? अमिताभ बच्चन की वो पिक्चर देखी, पग घुंघरू बांध वाली नमक खलाल. So there is a dialogue there. FUN fun होता है, GUN gun होता है, GO घू क्यों नहीं होता, TO2 होता है तो. So this is all problems with English, which doesn't arise with Python, C or C++, because these are programming language which has a standard syntax. Standard syntax means grammar. Syntax is nothing but grammar. So you have a standard grammar and you cannot go apart from that grammar, from that syntax. So whatever is written is understood by the computer and you get your results. correct? But in English it happens कि there are a lot of ambiguities, and because of which there are some communication gaps. So if I want my system to understand that, I'll have to make him understand that grammar also. आप सब लोग grammar पढ़ रहे हो पहली क्लास से? Since first class you are studying grammar, Hindi grammar, English grammar also. Hindi you are speaking every day, but still you are studying grammar. Yes? English grammar, Wren and Martin. पढ़ी Wren and Martin? मोटी सी? और वो कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ grammar है. Yes? So the same thing needs to be understood to the computer also, that you also understand that grammar, because I did not did is not correct. It should be I did not do. Okay? And generally we have a did in the past tense, but in I did not, we do not have a past tense. We say I did not do it. I am go is wrong. I am going is correct. Yes? So this is all grammar. But there are many problems in that grammar, and there comes the concepts of ambiguities which are there in natural language processing, and corrections of each and every ambiguity is one research field in itself. Now since you all are first year students, so you have a good amount of time to understand the things, the concepts, and then come up with something. Yesterday I saw the idea lab, it was marvelous. And the first year students are doing a great job there. Mostly they were first year students only. So you should be proud that you are getting so much of flexibilities and so much of opportunities to work on IoT, on sensors, and so many things which you can work even when you are in the first year. So NLP is also one of those fields which you can take up as your BTech project, or you can take it as a startup, or as something which has not been explored much. You can say a lot of work has been done in English, but not in Indian languages. If you talk about Marathi, Uriya, Bhojpuri, nothing has been done. It is next to nothing has been done, and you can come up with a very good startup for that reason. From where to change the slides? Okay, kar dijiye aap change? Yes. So when we talk about natural language processing, so it is, you can say it is interrelated to artificial intelligence, because as I mentioned, I want my machine to communicate with me. And if I am asking my machine to communicate, that means I am making it artificially intelligent, because it is not naturally intelligent as we are. I am making my machine to be artificially intelligent, and artificially intelligent means AI. AI comes into picture. So we have to go a long, long way to come to type 2. We are still in type 1 only, and in type 1 also we are only in the narrow AI. Narrow AI means ki we are just having a machine working in one particular domain. Okay? Even if you talk to Alexa and OK Google, so you may get the answers of some of the questions, but if you start asking in the localized way, or if you start asking some questions which the system doesn't know, you will not get correct answers. Many a times it happens कि Alexa से पूछते रहो बहुत देर तक, and then I say यार चुप हो जा भाई तू, because he is not able to answer me the correct answer, answers me in the correct way which I want. Why? Because it is again in English, it is not in my language. If it is in my language, then it will be always easier to communicate. ठीक है ना? So we are still in the narrow AI field in which it is dedicated for one particular task, one particular domain. So if Miko is also one of the machines which was created for very small child, for somewhere around 3 to 4 years. So it's a robot sort of a thing, but it can answer you questions only till 4th class or 3rd class, not more than that. Thank you. Okay. So these are some of the projects which you people can take up as your BTech projects, or you can take it as your, if you are looking for higher studies, then also you can go ahead and do that. Vision systems, expert systems, whenever we are talking about intelligent systems, so if I want to communicate with them, natural language processing has to come into picture. No robot can be made without NLP. No robot. Robot picture dekhi Rajnikant wali? So if Aishwarya Rai is talking to Rajnikant, it is only because of NLP. Malab, bookish mein. So if you are able to speak to the robot, if you are able to talk to him, then it is NLP. Okay? And nowadays, whenever you are making any IoT devices also, we are adding speech into it. And if there is speech, there is NLP. Correct? So speech and text, both are involved in the case of NLP, and it can be speech to text, text to speech, both the ways. Okay, so if you must have gone to Google, okay, if you haven't, then just go to Google Drive, and there you open a Google Doc. How many of you have done on Google Docs? Few people. Okay, so if you go on Google Doc, there is a very small mic which is present on the left hand side. So you can open that, or you can click that, and whatever you speak is converted to text. Whatever you speak. So that is simple speech to text. And when you are making it speech to text, that means whatever you are saying is converted into text, then a lot of things come into picture. Spelling corrections is one of them, and grammar is another one of them. Okay? So if you are speaking it in a wrong grammar, then the system should be able to correct it and give you the correct sentence, firstly. Secondly, spelling correction is very important in the case of speech to text. Pneumonia starts with P and not N. So these are some of the ambiguities which are present in English, and my system should be able to understand all that. Clear? Then gaming, again, if speech is involved in gaming, then it is NLP. Expert systems, vision systems. Vision systems is, as again, there is something which is known as CBIR, content-based information retrieval. So on the basis of the content, you are retrieving the information. Like suppose if I say, how many girls are present here? So this is content-based information retrieval. That is because it has to check for the feature extraction. It has to do the feature extraction and check whether you are a girl or a boy from your image. And then it will be able to tell me that how many girls are present. Okay, so that is CBIR, content-based information retrieval. If you get some time, then just explore IBM Watson. IBM Watson is another speech processing system which was developed by IBM, and it is developed by a small child of 13 years. He is Indian origin, Chirag, I think, Indian origin person. And he has developed that Watson machine. So there are a lot of opportunities in this particular field which you can take up and come up with certain good things. So this is again some of the fields, and each and every field is one research field in itself. So if I say social intelligence is all what you are doing it on social networking sites. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. So there are so many systems which are tracking your Twitter tweets, basically tweets. So it is tracking all the tweets and then finding out the sentiments. Now from day before yesterday, Corona has started again coming into picture. So now they are started looking at the sentiments of the people, that whether they are afraid of the Corona or they are not afraid of the Corona, and accordingly some actions can be taken on. Okay, so that is social intelligence. Machine learning is divided into 3 parts: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. A little higher for you people, but it's basically supervised means the data is labeled. So I already know that this is a male and this is a female. If I don't know whether this is a male or a female, then that is known as unsupervised learning, in which I have the data set, and on the basis of the features, I will determine that, okay, what is the gender. And reinforcement learning actually works on feedback. Whatever feedback you are getting, accordingly you will get a reward or you will get a punishment. And if it is a reward, that means the system is working on fine. If it is a punishment, then I'll have to choose to some another criteria. So this is again some of the ways by which you can work upon. I have just added these 2 slides, and probably I'll share these slides with Sir, Anil Sir or Deepak Sir, and they can share it with you all. Because these are some of the things on which you can work upon actually. Correct? So that is why I have put in these 2 slides. Maybe you have not been able to identify or understand each and every point. But yes, you will get some feel. A lot of work is being done, and a lot of work is still pending to be done in the field of natural language processing, AI, and ML. So if you see, we have AI as the superset of this. AI, then machine learning is the subset, and deep learning is another subset of this. So machine learning के अंदर deep learning होता है, because deep learning talks about neural networks. What is neural network? कोई भी. In simple layman terms, what is a neural network? Anyone? कभी नाम भी नहीं सुना क्या? Neural network? Bio कितने लोगों ने पढ़ी 12th तक? अब आया, ओह अच्छा न्यूरल नेटवर्क. न्यूरॉन्स वो तो 10th में भी पढ़ लेते हैं. What are neurons? ऐसी बातें करो जो मेरे समझ में आया. I am core computer science. क्या बताया किसी ने कुछ? Transmission of messages. वाह. और कुछ? हाँ? Kind of sensors in human bodies. Okay, I take this. Anything else? Neural networks, neurons. So if you have lots of neurons here, then दिमाग में कुछ लोचा है. So that is all neurons. और बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन्स आपस में मिलके न्यूरल नेटवर्क बना देते हैं. तो वी हैव दिस दिमागी लोचा. This is in our minds. So as what he said, transmission of messages, reflexes. हमको यूं करना है, ऐसे करना है, यहाँ चलना है, वहाँ चलना है, बोलना है. This is all neural network. Yes? Yes, this much you have understood. This is all neural network. And when I say I want to replicate a human being, what did I say? I want to communicate with the machines in the similar manner as I communicate with humans. I want to make the machines as intelligent as humans are. This is my ultimate goal. ठीक? So if this is my ultimate goal, so humans have neural network. I want my machine also to have neural network. This is known as artificial neural network. So whenever you are doing anything which humans already have and you want the machine also to have the same thing, then that has to be artificial, of course, because it is not natural. Yes? And the same thing goes there. Artificial neural network. I have a neural network, artificial neural network. I can talk, artificial speech, artificial text. Got the point? Yes? So I want my machines also to behave in exactly the similar manner as I work, as I do, as I perform different actions. So whatever I have, I want to replicate it onto a machine. So I have deep learning is nothing but artificial neural network, correct? And why NLP is a part of this, it's not a subset of this, but it is using a lot of concepts of deep learning and machine learning. Because the data has become very huge. If you get some time, just open YouTube and see a Facebook video which is there, ki how Facebook operates. Everybody must be having a Facebook account, yes? नहीं? खत्म प्राणी हो क्या तुम लोग? अगर Facebook account नहीं है तो? या Twitter account है? Instagram. बड़े लोग हो भाई तुम लोग. Instagram वाले हो. So if you have Instagram accounts, how many things that you post every day? हम यहाँ जा रहे हैं, वहाँ जा रहे हैं, हम यहाँ घूम रहे हैं, वहाँ घूम रहे हैं. स्नैपचैट है उसके लिए. अरे दैया. ओके, हम गरीब आदमी हम व्हाट्सएप पे ही खुश रहते हैं, तो स्टेटस वेटस ही देख लेते हैं बस. So even if you have only status, then also you imagine the amount of data which is there with metaverse. Just imagine the amount of data. If you have Facebook account, I have some 100-200 photos on Facebook. और जैसे ही हम user ID और password डालते हैं, मेरा account खुल जाता है. Yes? So imagine there are millions and millions of accounts, and as soon as you enter your user ID and the password, your account is opened. कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपने अपना user ID password डाला और मेरा account खुल गया. नहीं होता कभी. ठीक? So imagine the amount of data that it is manipulating every day, every minute, every second. तो YouTube पे एक वीडियो है Facebook का जिसमें उसके पास बड़े बड़े servers हैं, huge servers, because it has to handle that much amount of data. So the data has become so huge, so that is why we have started using ML in all the aspects, because ML is basically able to handle the huge amount of data. तो कोई भी एप्लीकेशन उठा लो, हेल्थ केयर की उठाओ, ऑटोमोबाइल्स की उठाओ, ट्रैवल एजेंसीज उठाओ, कुछ भी उठाओ. सो ML is there because the data has become so huge. Got the idea? So since the data is so huge, we have started talking about machine learning, and we have started using NLP for doing NLP with the help of machine learning algorithms, because the data is so huge. Okay, so there are so many applications of NLP that you must have also got to know कि okay, if I want to speak to a machine, it has to be through NLP only. ठीक है? So this is what I was talking about, कि I have told you the crux, कि okay, I want my machine to communicate with me. But there are certain challenges to it. The most important challenge is the ambiguities which I was talking about. So when you say communication gap हो गया, misunderstanding हो गई, friends में तो बहुत होती है, उसने कुछ और बोला था, उसने कुछ और समझ लिया, कितना होता है communication gaps? So this all communication gaps is only because of the language. It can be either text or speech. WhatsApp में लिखो कुछ, समझ में उसे कुछ और आता है, तो स्माइलीज भी भेजनी पड़ती हैं साथ में कि भैया जो बोल रहे हैं वही समझो, कुछ और ना समझो. Happens? तो आप बोलते समय तो स्माइलीज नहीं भेज सकते कि नहीं 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 वो गोल वाली स्माइली भेजी मैंने तुझे. बोलते समय तो वो चीज़ पॉसिबल नहीं है. So to just avoid all that, we say that okay, some ambiguities need to be resolved. So when I was saying that when you will read compilers, you will get to know that these are the phases of a compiler. Whenever you are converting any programming language, Python, C, C++, into zeros and ones, then these steps are involved. Similar steps are there in the case of natural language processing also, because my ultimate goal is again the same. Convert into zeros and ones, and the system responds back and give me the desired results. Yes, no? समझ में आ रहा है बच्चों? इंटरेस्टिंग भी लग रहा है कि बोरिंग लग रहा है? थैंक यू. उसी के लिए यहाँ बुलाया ना तुम्हें. Thank you so much. Okay, so I have phonetics, phonology, which is not there in languages, in Python and C++, but we do have it in natural language processing because we are talking about speech. तो जब आप बहुत छोटे बच्चे थे, बहुत छोटे मतलब 1 साल 2 साल के, जब 2 साल के आप छोटे छोटे थे तो आप लोग को phonetics सिखाई गई होगी. क says K, A says B says B, C says K. Remember? पढ़ाया गया था, मम्मी ने पढ़ाया होगा, फिर उसके बाद क्लास ने पढ़ाया होगा कि आप कैसे स्पेलिंग्स लिखोगे. अगर आपको फोनेटिक्स नहीं आएगी, व्हाट यू हियर इज व्हाट यू स्पेल, करेक्ट. सो इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट फोनेटिक्स, आप स्पेलिंग्स नहीं लिख सकते हो. निमोनिया इज अगेन exception, and there are a lot of exceptions. So Ren and Martin Purya, that is full of exceptions कि क्या होना चाहिए और क्या नहीं होता है. So this is all talking about exceptions. But if it is not exception, then it is simply, if I say is bat, तो it starts with b a t, t है लास्ट में तो इसलिए वो t होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो bat की स्पेलिंग इसलिए हम b a t लिख देते हैं. cat की स्पेलिंग इसलिए हम क है तो c a t लिख देते हैं. तो what you hear. But what are the exceptions? These are the exceptions. Word boundaries. आ जाएंगे, आ जाएंगे, आज आएंगे, आ जाएंगे. There is a difference, है ना. तो दोनों के मतलब में फर्क हो जाता है. आज आएंगे, आ जाएंगे. I got a plate, I got a plate. नहीं समझ आएगा ना. But if there is a reference to context, अब आप लोगों ने बचपन में, again this you must have studied in your Hindi and English, reference to context. एक सेंटेंस देते थे और फिर पूछते थे किसने किससे क्या कहा, कब कहा. तो कृष्ण जी ने इसको अर्जुन से कहा था जब वो महाभारत की लड़ाई लड़ रहे थे. ऐसा होता है. आपने किया रेफरेंस टू कॉन्टेक्स्ट. Why? Because you were given a sentence and then you were asked कि when was this sentence spoken, what was the meaning of the sentence, what was the abhipraya of that sentence. Remember? So if I have the reference to context for this also, then you can identify. I got up late in the morning, so I was not able to have the breakfast. So this was I got up late. I got up late for the dinner. So I got a plate for the dinner. Okay? So if the reference to context is there, then you can understand what exactly I want to speak. So this is known as word sense disambiguation, WSD, which is another very important research field. Word sense disambiguation, कि क्या हम कहना चाह रहे हैं वो तुम्हारे reference to context से समझ में आ जाए. सूरदास जी, तुलसीदास, कबीर दास, जितने भी ये दास हैं, कितना कुछ हमारे लिए छोड़ के गए हैं. अब उनके सारे दोहे रटते रहो और उनका समझ में आता रहे अभिप्राय क्या है. करा सबने ये? यस मैम. और उनका अभिप्राय भी आप समझ ही रहे होगे कि ये उन्होंने क्यों कहा, किस लिए कहा, कैसे कहा. तो दिस इज ऑल वर्ड सेंस डिसएम्बिगुएशन, कि व्हाट वाज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्ड. एंड दे हैड 2 or 3 meanings of the same word also, कि इस कथन का एक और मतलब है ये, उसका कथन का मतलब ये है, उसका ये कहना चाह रहे थे वो. तो वो जो चाह रहे थे वो भी हमको बताना पड़ता है कि तुम क्या कहना चाह रहे हो. Yes? So that is all word sense disambiguation, कि what they want to say. Then disfluency. अब मशीन को तुम ई करोगे तो कैसे समझ में आएगा उसे. But it has to be there. To disfluency, the machine needs to understand all that. So morphology is another form. Again, this has been trained to you from the class 1 कि a word can exist in different forms. start, started, starting, starts. These are all the forms of the same word start. But why are the forms different? Because of grammar, gender, ठीक, tenses, starting, starts, started, ये सारे हैं. और बहुत छोटे से आपको ये चीज़ सिखाई जा रही है कि if it is a present continuous then it would be ing, if it is present then it would be s. ठीक है? तो I want my machine also to understand all this, so ये मुझे grammar उसको feed करनी पड़ती है. ठीक? अब जब grammar हम उसको feed कर रहे हैं, so then that means I should have been able to tell the compiler that there are different forms of the same word and it should be there in the dictionary also. तो imagine the size of the dictionary. तुम्हारी जो डिक्शनरी है सिंपल इंग्लिश टू इंग्लिश डिक्शनरी, उसमें क्या डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ द वर्ड होते हैं? यस, नो? नो मैम? खाली स्टार्ट लिखा होगा ना, स्टार्टेड, स्टार्टिंग, स्टार्ट्स, ये थोड़ी लिखा होगा, खाली स्टार्ट लिखा होगा. सो इफ इट इज अ इंग्लिश टू इंग्लिश डिक्शनरी यू विल हैव ओनली द मीनिंग ऑफ द word, but not the different forms of the word. If you imagine that if I start writing the different forms, तो अभी जो इतनी बड़ी dictionary है वो इतनी हो जाएगी, which is not possible again. So if I have machine to do all this, then it will be very tough to actually get, जैसे Google search engine है, जब आप कुछ लिखते हो उसमें तो आपके पास search results आते हैं. So if the data is very 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 huge, then the search results that you will be getting would be very very slow. Correct? So I need to tell the machine कि okay, these are the different forms of the word which I have not put in the dictionary, but it will depend upon the grammar that you're going to use. Okay? Yes? So friend, friendly. So suffixes, prefixes, affixes, and there is something which is known as circumfix. जो बीच में हम वर्ड ऐड करते हैं, पहले कुछ और बाद में कुछ और, circumfix. Prefix, जो पहले ऐड करते हैं, unhappy. तो un is a prefix, suffix is ly, friendly. तो ये सारा मैंने सिस्टम को बताया कि there can be a lot of different words by just adding a suffix and a prefix. But these are some of the exceptions. When I say union, it is not a, in this case, un is not a suffix of in. Union is a different word altogether. चाइल्ड में हम एस ऐड करके प्लूरल बना देते हैं, तो चाइल्ड्स इज नॉट अ वर्ड, इट हैज टू बी चिल्ड्रन. यस, नो? मैन का जो प्लूरल है वो मैंस नहीं होता बल्कि मेन होता है. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द एक्सेप्शंस व्हिच अगेन आई हैव टू टेल इट टू द मशीन, टू द सिस्टम. ठीक है? तो लेक्सिकल एनालिसिस एक्चुअली व्हेन वी डू, देन वी गिव लेक्सिकल एनालिसिस अगेन वन ऑफ द फील्ड्स ऑफ compiler in which you are converting your main program into zeros and ones. ठीक है? So I have to give the complete thing is कि dog is used as is something which is used as an animal. It's an animal. It has s as a plural, and it can have the different forms. So it is generally used as a noun lexical property. This is something which is known as part of speech tagging. What is a part of the speech tagging? Again, in grammar you must have seen that use the same word as an adjective, as a noun, as a verb. कोई example दे सकता है मुझे? Same word being used as a noun and a verb. Book. Can book be used as a noun and a verb?
சார் இல்லைங்க சார், மைக்ரோ நீங்க இப்ப அனுப்பிச்சிங்க சார், மெயில் அனுப்பிச்சிங்களா? அதோட லிங்க் பாத்தீங்க சார், அதான் இதுல இருக்கு, ஜூம்ல இருக்குங்க சார்.
Book as a noun and a verb. Any example? Book me a cab. I have a beautiful book. I have a book from Nancy Drew. This is all book, noun. Book me a cab is a verb. Book a flight for me, verb. Any other example? Play. अच्छा, okay, that play. तो noun हो गया, and I'm going to play is verb. Perfect. Anything else? So when I say, क्या नाम है बेटा तुम्हारा? Mukul. So Mukul says कि when I say the play was written in English, yeah, Shakespeare wrote the play in English. Correct? So my system should be able to understand that here the play is being used as a noun and not as a verb. ठीक है? So from the reference to context, from the surrounding words it should be able to understand.
okay sir.
This
So
is
நீங்க
being
அந்த
used
ஜூம் ஓபன்
which
ஆயிருக்கு சார்.
part of
அவங்க
speech.
அந்த PDF
So
ஃபைல்ல இருக்கிற
part
லிங்க்
of the speech
Keynote.
tagging is very important to understand the meaning of the sentence. हम लोग ये सारा काम क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why we are doing natural language processing? So that my sentence is understood by the machine. Yes. And if the machine is able to understand the sentence, it will be able to execute what I want to say. Yes, no? अगर मुझे कोई तुमसे काम करवाना है कि मुकुल प्लीज ब्रिंग मी अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, तो ये क्या करेगा? पहले तो उसको समझेगा कि मैंने क्या बोला और फिर उसको एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. अगर मैंने इसी चीज़ को फ्रेंच में बोला तो समझोगे मुकुल? नहीं नहीं, क्योंकि उसको फ्रेंच नहीं आती है. Yes? So I should be able to speak to him in a language which he understands. Yes, no? अगर मैंने उससे फ्रेंच में बात करनी शुरू करी तो भाई को नहीं आती है फ्रेंच, so he won't be able to bring water for me. I have to tell him in हिंदी और इंग्लिश, भाई मेरे लिए ग्लास पानी ले आओ, या मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा कि प्लीज ब्रिंग मी अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर. Yes? So I have to speak in a language which is understood by him. Machines understands only zeros and ones. तो या तो मैं उससे 0 और 1 में बात करूं. अब 0 और 1 मुझे नहीं आता, तो मुझे एक कॉमन लैंग्वेज ढूंढनी पड़ेगी. यस, सो दैट कॉमन लैंग्वेज इज हिंदी, इंग्लिश, उड़िया, मराठी, बट दैट नीड्स टू बी कन्वर्टेड टू जीरोज एंड वंस. तो उसको बोलते हैं वो कंपाइल करना कोड को. इट हैज़ टू यूज अ, अब जैसे कोई अगर हम इंटरप्रेटर यूज़ करते हैं, पहले ज़माने में सोनिया गांधी जी को नहीं आती थी हिंदी या इंग्लिश, तो उनके साथ में एक इंटरप्रेटर होता था जो उनका कन्वर्ट करता था हमारी लैंग्वेज में. तो उनको सिर्फ इंग्लिश आती थी या इटालियन आती थी. यस, सो देयर वाज एन इंटरप्रेटर इन बिटवीन विच कन्वर्टेड हर हिंदी भी वो इंग्लिश की तरह बोलती हैं, तो हिंदी या इंग्लिश या इटालियन इन द लैंग्वेज विच आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. इंटरप्रेटर एक चाहिए होता है. तो मुकुल को अगर मैंने फ्रेंच में बोलना शुरू किया तो ही वुड नीड एन इंटरप्रेटर इन बिटवीन. तो इंटरप्रेटर इज नथिंग विच इज कन्वर्टिंग माई लैंग्वेज इन टू हिज लैंग्वेज. तो पहले तो वो उसको समझेगा और फिर उसके बाद उसको एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. यस, नो? तो सेंटेंस को समझने के लिए उसको पार्ट ऑफ स्पीच समझनी पड़ेगी कि द प्ले वॉज रिटन इन इंग्लिश. उसको समझना पड़ेगा कि हम क्या कह रहे हैं, और फिर उसके बाद वो उसको एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. यस, नो? कोई चीज़ नहीं समझ में आया तो हाथ खड़ा करना. ठीक है, इतना तक समझ में आया सबको? ओके. So what are the ambiguities now in this? So one of the examples I gave you about book me a flight, and this book is used as a verb and a noun. Similarly, silver is being used as an adjective, as a verb, as a noun. Silver, medal, adjective. Silver speech, adverb. And silvered his hair is being used as a verb. Yes? So अगर इस तरीके के sentences हैं तो system should be able to understand the part of the speech, then only it can understand the meaning of the sentence. Correct? Okay, so I'll skip this. Then syntactic ambiguity is कि if syntax is correct, I have written it completely correct syntax, but the person should be able to understand what I want to say. So for example, call me a cab. My name is not cab. Call me a cab. Yes? तो what I'm trying to say is कि मेरे लिए कैब बुलाओ, मुझे कैब बुलाना शुरू करो, ऐसा नहीं बोला मैंने. कॉल मी अ कैब तो तुम बोल सकते हो कि यार इनका नाम पूजा नहीं है, कैब है. नहीं है ना? कॉल मी अ कैब मीन्स कि आई वॉन्ट अ कैब फॉर मी. गॉट इट? देन द प्रोफेसर सेड ऑन मंडे ही वुड गिव एन एग्जाम. तो प्रोफेसर एग्जाम देने वाला है कि बच्चे एग्जाम देने वाले हैं? बच्चे एग्जाम देंगे ना. तो ये तो आपको बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आ गया क्योंकि आप ये काम अक्सर करते रहते हो और प्रोफेसर आपको बोलता रहता है ये वाली चीज़. बट सिस्टम के लिए ये चीज़ आम नहीं है. द मशीन शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हेन ही सेज द प्रोफेसर सेड ऑन मंडे ही वुड गिव एन एग्जाम कि इट्स वेरी ऑब्वियस कि प्रोफेसर डजंट गिव एग्जाम्स, ही कैन ओनली टेक द एग्जाम. यस? सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द ambiguities. Old men and women were taken to safe. Now this is a very standard sentence of syntactic ambiguity. So in this, men are also old or women are also old? Yeah, only old men and all the women were taken to safe locations. कुछ भी हो सकता है भाई. That's what we are talking about, ambiguities. It can be anything. मैं उस पर वो किस पे डिपेंड करेगा, कहाँ ब्रैकेट लगा रहे हैं. आप लोग नहीं पढ़ते जाओ वापस मत आओ, ऐसा होता है ना, जाओ मत आओ. जाओ कहाँ पे कॉमा लग रहा है उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. जाओ कॉमा मत आओ, जाओ मत कॉमा आओ. यस? बट व्हेन आई एम स्पीकिंग इट, स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट, जाओ मत आओ, कुछ भी मान लो, जो माने वो मानो, ठीक? तो syntactic ambiguity, Jurafsky and Martin is a very good book of natural language processing. So if you want to get into it, Jurafsky and Martin is the book. The white book of Jurafsky and Martin is fascinating. The white book is an adjective. फिर उसके बाद Jurafsky and Martin को इस केस में मैंने adjective की तरह ही यूज किया है. So because when I say Wren and Martin, so I am talking about a book which was written by Wren and Martin. ठीक है? तो syntactic knowledge is all about these ambiguities and removal of those ambiguities. And there are various algorithms for doing it. जो हमने phonetics में भी देखा, उसमें भी बहुत से algorithms हैं to remove it. Then again for lexical analysis, there are lots of algorithms which are used to remove those ambiguities. Similarly, syntactic and semantic. दोनों के लिए we have lots of algorithms, lots of tools, technologies to actually identify the meaning of the sentence. The soul died. In this case, the soul is being used, soul is being treated to a fish. क्योंकि मेरे shoe का soul कभी die नहीं हो सकता. That's common sense. Yes, but systems are not, doesn't have common sense. Common sense के लिए भी सुना होगा, common sense is not very common. है ना? तो machines के पास मेरा common sense नहीं है जो हमारे पास है. तो when I say the soul died, then I'm talking about a fish. But the computer can understand anything. The soul died, it can be a shoe sole also, or it can be a fish also. Spelling भी same है. आपने again in आपने homophones पढ़े होंगे. Bear, bear, bear. 3-4 bear होते हैं. Bear foot भी होता है. Bear वो जंगल वाला bear भी होता है. बहुत तरीके के bear होते हैं. And some have different spellings. Some doesn't have different spellings. But then too they have different meanings. Bank. It can be a financial bank, अभी आएगा उसका example भी, or it can be an financial bank or a river bank. तो spelling भी same है, सब कुछ same है, but meanings different है. So there can be homophones which have different spellings, but same audible, same pronunciations, or they can be different pronunciations. जैसे अभी ऊपर वाला जो example था, what does it taste like? What taste does it like? तो खाली 2-3 words की अदला बदली है, but the sentence is absolutely different. Yes? But discourse is basically about pronouns. Pronouns he, she, it, है ना? तो किसको हम क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं? That is, the horse ran up the hill. It was very steep. अब now you people have common sense, so you will get to know that okay, it has to be a hill which is steep. It cannot be a horse. And it soon got tired. So in this case, the it is the horse. और पहले वाले में it है hill. दूसरे वाले में it है horse. But that is your common sense again. I want my machine to understand this, then I'll have to use a lot of things. जैसे कुछ machine learning algorithms हैं, LSTM है, GRU है, which takes care of this part. Okay? Pragmatic ambiguity is simply common sense. अब और ये अक्सर हो जाता है, आपके पापा मम्मी आपको बोलते हैं यार इतनी अकल नहीं है तुमको, बोला है वो कितनी जल्दी उसने गर्दन हिलाई. यस मैम, सबको बोला गया होगा. अबे घर पे छोड़ के आए क्या दिमाग? ये टीचर्स भी बोलते होंगे दिमाग घर पे छोड़ कर आए क्या. तो इसका मतलब वही है, दिस इज ऑल कॉमन सेंस. आई टोल्ड द वेटर टू ब्रिंग माई स्लीपर्स टू सी वेदर माई स्लीपर्स आर देयर और नॉट. वो गया बोल के हाँ हाँ जी है वहाँ पर, लेके भी आना था, ये उसको हमने नहीं बताया था, तो वो उसने नहीं किया काम. और ये आपकी मम्मी अक्सर बोलती होंगी, अरे यार आँखें की बटन, बोला दिखती नहीं है ना चीज़ें. अक्सर मेरा बेटा तो खुद ही बोलता था मम्मा बटन है. उसको किसी भी चीज़ के लिए किचन में भेजो, भाई ये लेकर आना, तो आके बोलेगा मम्मा बटन नहीं दिखा मुझे. तो दिस इज ऑल कॉमन सेंस एंड ह्यूमंस हैव दैट कॉमन सेंस विच मशीन्स डजंट हैव. सो तो if I say John was hot and desperate for a dunk in the river, he rushed to the, नहीं अभी इसको उल्टा करता है, he rushed to the bank. अब इस केस में कुछ भी हो सकता है. Either he can go to a financial institution, अब उसका पैसा खत्म हो गया तो जाना पड़ेगा बैंक, और या उसको बहुत गर्मी लग रही है तो बैंक में जाना है. ठीक, दोनों केसेस में. But if I give you this sentence, so then it means it has to be a river bank. If I give you the another sentence, John suddenly realized he didn't have cash, he rushed to the bank. तो this is reference to context. कि अगर पहला वाला आपके पास सेंटेंस है तो आप बता पाओगे कि दिस इज अ फाइनेंशियल बैंक और अ रिवर बैंक. ठीक है. So again, Max fell, John pushed him. इससे क्या समझ में आ रहा है कि मैक्स गिर गया था, जॉन ने उसको धक्का दे दिया, निकल लिया वो. यही समझ में आ रहा है. बट जॉन एंड मैक्स वर स्ट्रगलिंग एट द एज ऑफ द क्लिफ. मैक्स फेल, जॉन पुश्ड हिम. अब इसका उल्टा है कि वो लोग ऊपर लड़ रहे थे और फिर उसने उसको धक्का दिया है. यस. सो दिस इज नोन एज टेम्पोरल एम्बिग्विटी. टेम्पोरल एम्बिग्विटी कि पहले क्या हुआ, उस पे आपका पूरा का पूरा मतलब समझ में आएगा. ठीक है. तो टेम्पोरल एम्बिग्विटी, पहले किसने किससे क्या कहा, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ द कंप्लीट सेंटेंस. यस, नो, समझ में आई यहाँ तक बातें? सो आई एम ऑलमोस्ट कमिंग टू द लास्ट ऑफ माई स्लाइड्स. These are some of the terminologies which are used in NLP, and trust me, each and every terminology is in itself a research field. If not in English, जैसे आपको मैंने बोला phonology, तो phonology in मराठी, phonology in हिंदी. English में हुआ है काम, but बाकी languages में कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है. You can very well take them as your final year projects, or you can take them as again, as I said, startups. आप लोग IoT systems पे इतना काम करते हो, तो speech, if it is there, then it becomes, that system becomes very useful. That machine becomes very useful if speech is involved in it. कि आप जो बोलो वो करके दे. Yes? Morphemes, again, morpheme in Hindi या morpheme in Marathi. Similarly, semantics in Marathi, semantics in Hindi. आप कुछ भी इस पे कुछ भी उठा लो, you will really get a lot of things to work upon, and it can very well give you a very good BTech project. Clear? These are some of the phases again, and this is again one of the steps जो हम लोगों ने सबसे पहले देखा था, that was related to AI. This is related particularly to NLP, कि NLP में क्या क्या चीज़ें आप कर सकते हो. तो I can go for dialogue interpretation. Dialogue interpretation is कि जो हम आपसे बातें कर रहे हैं उसमें क्या, उसकी जैसे समरी आपने देखी होगी. समरी जब आप लोग को इंग्लिश ग्रामर में कॉम्पोजिशन दिया जाता था तो समरी दी जाती थी ना. यस. सो डायलॉग इंटरप्रिटेशन इज कि आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, वी आर हैविंग अ डायलॉग, एंड व्हाट इज द एंड रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट डायलॉग. दैट इज डायलॉग इंटरप्रिटेशन. व्हाट यू केम टू नो आउट ऑफ द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर डायलॉग. That is dialogue interpretation. Reference resolution is that pronoun part which I was talking about. It, he, she. Structure of discourses, ki how the discourse are being taken care of. Word sense disambiguation, which I told you. That is by the sentence, reference to context, by the complete sentence you got to know that, okay, what is the meaning of the sentence. The word sense disambiguation. So these are separate fields which you can take any one of them for your project, for your work. And it is definitely going to give you a lot of domains in which you can work upon. और इसके बहुत से applications हैं. टेक्स्ट के जैसे एप्लीकेशंस हैं हेल्थ केयर में बहुत ज़्यादा. डॉक्टर का जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन होता है कितनों को समझ में आता है? खाली उसी को आता है. So there are many tools which are being developed to understand the prescription of the doctors. या फिर बहुत सारी अब आजकल डॉक्टर e-health is what we are into nowadays. कोविड के बाद e-health और भी ज़्यादा यूजफुल हो गया, in which I am getting the solutions of medical things online. e-health. ठीक. Then it is being used in travel reservations. अगर अभी भी आप OK Google लिखोगे and book me a flight for Jaipur to Nagpur, you will get it. So this is all but speech which is being processed and getting you the desired results. Okay? Yes, no? कुछ समझ में आई चीज़ें? कितना %? 70? Very good. So again, the sentiment analysis आपने ये word सुना होगा? नहीं सुना? Sentiment analysis is जैसे ये बच्ची है दीपिका. तो दीपिका की शक्ल देख के हम ये बता पाएं कि इसको कितना समझ में आएगा. This is sentiment analysis. है ना? आप अक्सर अपने किसी फ्रेंड को आज तुम्हारी लड़ाई हुई बता लेते हो ना, मुकुल लड़ाई हुई तुम्हारी है नहीं, बता लेते हो कि नहीं शक्ल देख के, आज तुम्हारा मूड ठीक नहीं दिख रहा है. मम्मी को तो हम लोग अक्सर ही बता लेते हैं कि मम्मी का आज मूड ठीक नहीं, थोड़ा दूर रहो.
Mandatory
होता है ना?
encephalography is a technique to record
That
the
is sentiment
analytic
analysis.
field
So
produced by the
how by the
parents
text you can
occurring
identify
naturally
the
in the
sentiment.
brain
और ये बहुत
using
आराम से
very
हो सकता है.
sensitive
आप
anatomy
कभी भी
methods.
कोई पोस्ट
And
देखते हो, फेसबुक की
fMRI
पोस्ट देखते हो,
takes
तो उसमें फोन
imagery
करके
of
बोलते हो
the
भाई क्या हुआ,
brain,
सब ठीक ठाक.
brain
जब
activity
कोई
while it's
अच्छी सी
performing
वो
vascular
लिखता है ना कि
function.
अब ऐसे
And
ही है दुनिया,
fMRI, this
आगे नहीं
type of
चलेगा,
device
कुछ ऐसा
represents
बात.
a highly
फोन करके आप
intensity,
तुरंत पूछते हो भाई सब
intensity
ठीक
of
या लड़ाई हो
electromagnetic
गई
magnetic
गर्लफ्रेंड से,
atmosphere to detect the
है ना?
changes
ऐसा
occurring
करते
in
हो
the
ना. दैट इज सेंटिमेंट
brain.
एनालिसिस. फिर मशीन लर्निंग रूल्स, नेम्ड एंटिटी रिकॉग्निशन. अब पूजा इतना कॉमन नाम है, एक पत्थर उठाओ जो उठाए वो पूजा. तो नेम्ड एंटिटी रिकॉग्निशन की व्हेन आई से आई एम गोइंग टू डू पूजा, तो इसमें हम वर्शिप करने जा रहे हैं भाई, वो नाम नहीं है. तो नेम्ड एंटिटी रिकॉग्निशन इज यू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉपर नाउन्स. Themes, topics, summaries, POS tagging I talked about. Tokenization is simple, different words of your sentence. तो जब हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं NLP का कुछ भी, तो Python has a very good library which is known as
Surgery
NLTK, Natural
plans the
Language Toolkit. So first it will divide your sentence into words. फिर हर एक वर्ड में आप चेक करोगे जो उसका बेस फॉर्म है, कि जैसे बेस फॉर्म मैंने बताया ना, स्टार्टेड, स्टार्टिंग, स्टार्ट, सबका बेस फॉर्म स्टार्ट है. तो यू डू द stemming and lexicalizations in which you will get the base form of the word, and then you proceed further. That is tokenizations, intentions. I think I'm end with this. Questions? My email ID is poojajain@iitn.ac.in. तो अगर आपको कभी भी किसी भी 4 साल में कभी लगे कि मुझे अब NLP पे कुछ करना है, शूट मी अ मेल. आई वुड बी हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू आउट. पूजा जैन, IIIT नागपुर, तो लिंक्डइन पे भी आ जाएगा. पूजा जैसे मैंने बोला बहुत कॉमन नाम है, तो IIIT नागपुर लिखना पड़ेगा. इवन फेसबुक पूजा जैन IIIT नागपुर, लिंक्डइन IIIT नागपुर, और ईमेल आईडी इज poojajain@iitn.ac.in. ठीक, समझ में आया? कुछ कुछ अच्छा लगा? क्वेश्चंस? क्वेश्चंस नहीं है मतलब सब सफाचट था. कुछ भी कुछ भी.
Talk clear? Talk soon.
Sound is not coming.
क्योंकि अगर हमने इमोशंस डालने शुरू करा तो वही कैटास्ट्रॉफिक ही होगा. So that is why we have to put a break to it or give a boundary to it कि नहीं बस इससे ज़्यादा नहीं. तो रोबोट्स जो हम लोग बनाते हैं उसमें कोशिश करते हैं थोड़े से इमोशंस ऐड करके बट बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. Sentiment analysis is one of that. और कुछ बहुत कुछ है अभी AI ML अभी चल रहा है, बहुत दिनों से चल रहा था भी. Something some 6 to 7 years it has taken a boom. Still it is on boom. So you are lucky that you are in this phase in which you can take up AI. Maybe जो आपके juniors होंगे वो नहीं ले पाएंगे because it will already be a lot of explored field. But अभी है कुछ चीजें इसमें जो बची हुई है which you people can take up. Okay? Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an enlightening and entertaining presentation. They must have got the basic idea of ML, AI, deep learning, right? Yeah. Thank you all for your participation and involvement in this conference, which is conducting at international level. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you, ma'am. It was really overwhelming working with you. Looking forward to work with you in future. Thank you so much. Guys, get connected to ma'am. Second year, third year में opt करने वाले हो तुम लोग AIML. Oh my God. Guys, move one by one, please, please. Maintain the decorum.